honestly, I think we got guys everywhere, and it's exciting to see. Like we have absolute playmakers, deep at every position. I think it's one of those things we just go out and compete every day, sort of with that in mind, knowing that we're kind of seeing the best. We are the best. We're the best of the best. So I mean, the competition is always, top tier.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Jason Kersey with the Athletic, and then Ryan Aber.
Hey, DaShaun, kind of along those same lines, when you look back at, a couple of years ago at the amount of depth in the linebacker room, it seems like it has really improved. And can you talk a little bit about the depth, and also for you, a guy who has been a consistent starter, do you feel a little bit of pressure because of how good some of these young guys are?
Most definitely. I mean, there's always pressure, but I think that's one thing that makes our room so good is that pressure, and in the sense that we all root for each other. We all, pat each other on the back when we make plays. But it's one of those things like I'm racing to make that play before you make that play. And I think that at the end of the day, that's why our group is going to be so good. I mean, we upgraded everything now. Like we're trying to do, our LBU thing, and we're committed to that. We're committed to that. So I think, like I said, just that competition in the room is definitely going to propel us forward.
Thanks, DaShaun.
Ryan Aber with the Oklahoman, and then Eric Bailey.
Yeah, DaShaun, speaking of what you're just touching on there with the addition of depth, now, what are you seeing from some of those young guys that are around you at that spot? Is there anybody who really maybe stands out and impresses you most? And just what have you noticed here in the spring from those guys?
I mean, to be honest with you, bro, it's we're all balling. I mean, it's honestly like it's such a cool thing to see because I mean it's something that like personally I'm not familiar with being in the room with so many like talented individuals. Like we can go to the 3-4 deep group and like everyone's played here before, whether it be special teams, whether it be I mean everyone in that room right now has played here before, and I think that that confidence sort of goes on the field with everyone while they're out there, and there's just a certain like there's a standard when you're out there. Like there's a certain way you should play. I think that like everyone in the group is meeting that. Really proud of the way everyone in that group is playing right now.
Appreciate it, DaShaun. Have a good one.
Eric Bailey, Tulsa World, and then Chandler Engelbrecht.
Hey, DaShaun, thanks for your time today. I just wanted to ask you, you guys have a lot of older players now with experience on defense. Who is the leader right now of the defense?
I'll selfishly say the 2018 class. I think, I really think, again, selfishly, I'll say I think our classes was the start of the big change. I mean, we'll fight that over any group, whatever. But no, in all seriousness, I think we got a few guys, but I think that the good thing about our defense right now is it doesn't have to be one person. It's never sort of like it's not like everyone follows one guy. It's sort of just by the day sort of thing. It's not forced. There's a lot of different leaders, and I think that's good for as many young guys as we have. They have multiple different directions to look to see the way that we're supposed to do things here, like the right way, the successful way. So I think that I really think that's the biggest thing. We have multiple leaders in the linebacker room, multiple leaders in the secondary. Like it's, I'm speechless to be honest.
All right, DaShaun, thanks. But have a good week, okay?
Yep.
Chandler Engelbrecht, OU Daily, and then Kerry Murdoch.
Hey, DaShaun, thanks for your time today. Because we're set to talk to him later on, what does it mean for this team to have Jalen Redmond back and really his progress back to the field? What does that mean for you to see him out there and all the stuff that comes with that?
It means a lot. It does. That was our sack leader a few years ago, and a lot of people, I mean, might not even know that. But just getting him back out there it feels right. I work out. He's in my workout rec every day, so we push each other every single day, and just seeing him get back into it, seeing him get comfortable again, and just making plays, like it just feels like it feels right. It feels like he could have been, sort of a missing piece, whatever you want to call it. It feels right. So can't wait for him, bro. Can't wait.
Thanks.
Kerry Murdoch with Sooner Scoop, and then Parker Thune.
Hey, DaShaun, you kind of touched on it earlier, but I was wondering if you could kind of take stock in what it's like to go out there. When this staff first got there, you were trying to figure out what the speed D standard was, but maybe kind of reflect on the difference of that first practice versus now when you guys have played really good defense, and do you feel like you kind of take ownership in speed D now?
Yeah. What exactly do you want me to answer with that?
Like just how different is the mindset of the defense now versus when you guys first started?
Oh, way different. I can just think to, I mean, something that our coaches have kept saying this year that I think is very relevant is like, the guy who's going to play, like it's not going to be like by default sort of thing where like you just know the playbook, so you got to play now. Like that's not the deal. Like whoever starts at whatever position it is, like this is the standard for this position at the University of Oklahoma, and it needs to look a certain way, and it has to be upheld a certain way. And so I think that that's the biggest thing. That was something that we didn't have a few years ago. Like some things that I can honestly say I felt like there were some places where, I mean, we just did what we had to do and kept it rolling. But I mean, we're so deep now, like there's no reason that should be an excuse at all. So.
But is it nice too that you can kind of embrace that speed D,
most definitely. I think
moniker now and really believe that that's what you guys are.
Yeah, and I think that it makes, like as an individual player, it makes me better, in a sense. So I think that's definitely the most important thing to me. It's just the way it sort of shifted my mindset, and I see football a lot differently because of the coaches that have came in here now. So I mean, love those guys to death,
Appreciate it, DaShaun.
Yep.
Parker Thune with OU Insider, and then John Hoover.
Hey, DaShaun, from everything we've heard in these press conferences from your teammates, your coaches, it really sounds as if these early enrollees, this new crop of freshmen, whether it's guys like Jordan Mukes or Ethan Downs or Latrell McCutcheon, have really come in and pushed the older guys in the room and provided a healthy sense of competition. You concur with that? You perceive that? What do you think those guys have brought to the program, and how have they impacted it thus far?
No, I definitely agree. This is where, I know earlier I said that my class takes the ownership of, all the change and stuff like that. But I will honestly say that I think this class came in like light years ahead of where our class was. They're just so locked in. They're so mature, which is like really rare to see from a group of freshmen. I think the sky's the limit for that group, really locked in like that. I don't think people realize how impressive it is for a freshman to come in college and have so many distractions but be like this is my main thing, and I'm going to keep this the main thing. I'm going to focus on this. And I think that's a common theme across the board with all of our freshmen. Like, I don't think there's one where it's like he might be like, no, I think they're all locked in. They all want to help produce like immediately. And I think that a lot of those guys will play. So.
Thanks, DaShaun.
Yep.
Okay, we've only got time for two more. John Hooper with SI Sooners, and then Josh Calloway.
DaShaun, I want to ask you about freshman from last year's class. You got to play alongside him, DJ Graham, and his progression last year, coming off the pandemic, things are moving a little slow for freshmen, but when he caught up, I mean, he really seemed to catch up. What did you see from him last year, and do you see a similar maybe upward track this spring?
Yeah, I think he's just playing fast. Like he's eliminated all the second guessing from his game. Or a lot of it. I won't say all of it, but a lot of the second guessing from his game. And I think that, honestly, that's one of the most important things you can have as football players. Like your ability to process a play fast and just react and go, and don't second guess and think maybe like react and go. And I think that was something that he was doing a lot better, and that he's been doing a lot better this spring as well. So, I mean, like I feel like this is, like I've said this a lot, but sky's the limit for a lot of guys on this team, and. I can't wait.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, last one, DaShaun, will be Josh Calloway, Sooners Wire.
Yeah, DaShaun, I just wanted to ask about a guy we've been hearing a lot of good things about. That's Shane Witter. Just what you've seen from him. He seems to be exciting a lot of people. Just how he's looked to you in the last month or so this spring.
Definitely. Man, Shane is, another one of those guys who's, just processing things fast and playing, like using his eyes, trusting his eyes, and just playing fast. He's using his speed. He's one of the fastest guys on the field. Every time he's on the field, I don't care who's on the field. Like I would put money down that he's top 2 fastest guys on the field. There's not going to be, a lot of guys that can run with him. So just for him to be able to slow the game down and get it to where, like, okay, this happens, let me do this. I think that helped him a lot. And I mean, his game is, I'll be honest with you, it's light years ahead of where he was last year. So I'm excited for him as well.
Appreciate it.
Again, sky's the limit.